Ice Spice, an artist with crazy amounts of talent. Wait, talent? Hold on, what does talent mean? What does talent mean? Talent, a natural skill or ability to be good at something, especially without being taught. Well, did she get taught how to twerk? Oh, sorry, I didn't know my mic was still on. So this is Ice Spice, a rapper from the Bronx who is 24 years old. And if you do not know her by now, she is a rapper who originally blew up from the song called Munch. I'm sure everyone knows the same line, you know, you thought I was feeling you? Yeah, that line. This is back whenever TikTok was popping out popular songs every single day. Anyways, whenever the song dropped, every streamer was reacting to it. Everybody knew what the song was, but everyone was wondering who Ice Spice really was. Well, at the time, she was not known by very many people, and obviously until she dropped the song. But shortly after that song, she dropped a song called Bikini Bottom, and it had like a decently catchy beat. Hopefully she didn't talk about poop in this one, but this song did probably about, you know, around 80 million plays, I would say. And then she dropped a song called In Her Mood, which also did a very good amount of plays, and people were just really liking her around this time. She wasn't really getting that much hate, but it was slowly starting to become a thing with how she twerks all the time. Shortly after people started realizing this, she dropped an EP called Like, and this EP consisted of many different songs, like a song with Lil TJ, which was pretty big at the time. I'm not sure how big Lil TJ is now. I do know that he was a pretty big artist around that time, and a few other songs that never really got that much attention. But this next song, I tell you, this is probably the only song I like from her, and it's her most popular one with Pink Panthers. I think at the time Pink Panthers was bigger than her, but I don't think Pink Panthers is like super big. But bro, you cannot lie, her music is so good, bro. It's such a vibe, bro. Her music is fire. But you know, whenever Ice Spice hops on the track, it's a little everyone just has that really neutral kind of look. Or do you know, like when you go in the stall in a public bathroom and they didn't flush the toilet? Yeah, that's the exact face you get from this. Her part on the song wasn't that good, but I'm saying it's one of her best songs because Pink Panthers carried like literally the whole song. But it still wasn't a bad song. Has almost 1 billion plays, so I mean, yeah. And shortly after that, she gets a feature from the queen herself, Nicki Minaj. I still don't know how Nicki Minaj or why she ever did this, but she did. And they made the song together and it got like almost 300 million plays. It was a pretty decent song, but for some reason I think Ice Spice actually hated on Nicki Minaj after this song was made. So now Nicki Minaj's fans just absolutely hate Ice Spice completely. So she kind of just threw that down the gutter for no reason. But before she started hating on Nicki Minaj, they also dropped a song together called Barbie World. And this song was obviously based off the Barbie movie at the time, so it did numbers. She ended up also dropping another deluxe version of her Like EP, and it was just kind of a bunch of random songs. Just like all of her other songs should be, but you know, she uses her body to promote her songs. Anyways, moving on to her next song, we have Thank You, So this song, the main chorus is her just talking about farts and poop. So yeah. So fast forwarding to now, we have a song called Fat Butt, and on this song, she literally just takes Nicki Minaj's flow all together, and 9 million plays is a good amount, but for her, that's obviously not the very best. She tried to promote this song as much as she possibly could via Instagram, and it still just did not do that good. And then she continues to drop a song called Did It First with Central C, and everybody only listened to this song for the beat. Central C had a pretty decent part. Other than that, this song was not that good. But the main part on why people wanted to listen to this song is because guess what? Central C had a girlfriend, and he went to go make a music video with Ice Spice. That can only mean one thing, and we will get to that thing in just a minute after we discuss this Y2K album. It could probably be compared to if a toddler hopped on the mic and just started rambling about poop, because I don't know why she is so obsessed with poop, but she just is. I'm pretty sure she had 2 different songs on here that talked about poop, if I'm not mistaken. But this album's performance was so bad. She even got a feature with Travis Scott, and it didn't even break 10 million plays. At this current moment, she sits at about 17 million monthly listeners, which I think it used to be about 20 million more. She has lost so many listeners. But moving on to my second point in this video, Ice Spice is talentless. I know some people could disagree, but there's just nothing to disagree about. She simply, when she goes on stage, all she does is just twerk. That's all she does. Do you know, like whenever you're trying to emote with your friend at the same time in Fortnite and you just keep on spamming the same emote over and over, that's exactly what she does. But on a real note, this could actually cause fans to listen to her music less, because especially when there is barely any lyrics, if you are listening to just the audio version of this song, you will get very bored. So I feel like she low-key just works to just keep her audience, like, you know, actually looking at the stage or actually looking at the music video. Like, her music videos get tons of views, and you wonder why they get tons of views. And people make fan pages about her and stuff, and that's cool. But you know, some people just have some different preferences in music and tend to go towards the more talented artists rather than artists that just sell their body for their music. But my next point is Ice Spice and Central Cee. Now, Ice Spice and Central Cee, like I said earlier, obviously made a song together called Did It First. This song did do numbers, like I said, but I didn't really say the main reason why. Of course, there's two popular artists, you know, Ice Spice and Central Cee. So, you know, you would expect the song to do super good, but Ice Spice also had a song with Travis Scott, and that song didn't do too good. So there has to be a reason on why this song did so well. Well, there's a TikToker named Mads, aka the girlfriend of Central Cee. And the day that the music video dropped with Ice Spice and Central Cee, Mads came out and started talking about it, and she started talking about how Central Cee never even properly broke up with her. Apparently he went to go make this music video with Ice Spice without even talking to his girlfriend about it first. Take a look.
Imagine you break up with your boyfriend one night and the next day he is posted up with Ice Spice and Chrome Heart. I didn't even actually get to break up with him and he's already with the next girl. He gave me not even like 12 hours notice before he was being filmed in Chrome Hearts with her. The flight from America is 12 hours. She was already on the plane.
So yeah, Ice Spice was being flown out before Mads even knew about this at all. But this is just one of the controversies that Ice Spice has been in. She's had many controversies, which is also why her monthly listeners are going down. But this whole situation, Mads was never actually being rude to Ice Spice. She thought that Ice Spice was on her side, Mads was on Ice Spice's side. Mads was mad at Central Cee, and she had every right to be mad at Central Cee. But Mads wanted no beef with Ice Spice whatsoever. And then you turn around and Ice Spice is posting stuff like this. On TikTok, she posted mood after taking her mans. And the video is literally just her like doing push-ups shortly after they filmed the music video. So a lot of people were mad at Ice Spice for this, calling her messy, saying so many different things about her. And honestly, she was really deserving of it because Mads was never toxic about this at all. And it really made Ice Spice look bad. But do you want to know what else it did? It got people bringing her name up. And that's what originally blew up this whole entire song. And this all leads me to my next controversy that I want to speak about. The Cleo Trappa situation. Now, Cleo Trappa is an artist that has about 143,000 monthly listeners at the time I'm making this video. But she was one of Ice Spice's very long time friends. And basically, Ice Spice invited her to go on tour with her. And Cleo Trappa was confused because Ice Spice has never really done something like this. But we come to find out later on that Ice Spice only had negative intentions.
Stuff that I could be doing, I could be getting money, I have opportunities in New York, I have brand deals, I have things that I need to focus on. So for me to travel all over the United States with you to watch you perform kind of crazy. She's like, no, I want you to perform. And I gagged. You want me to perform? She ain't never, ever, ever, ever brought me out on stage. I was like, oh, wait. Okay, like...
So yes, Ice Spice was gonna bring Cleo Trappa out on stage, and Cleo Trappa was very surprised by this, wondering why Ice Spice would do something like this, because Ice Spice, obviously, like I said, has never done something like this. But Cleo Trappa was thankful for this, and was surprised, because she thought that Ice Spice was trying to make up for things that she did in the past, and Cleo Trappa just thought that Ice Spice was being a very good friend for this, until this happened.
The tour thing came out, I'm like, oh, she's actually trying to like give me something now. Like, okay. She's trying to make it up. She's trying to be an actual good friend. I made a flyer announcing that I was going to be coming on tour with her. It did not even get reposted. It didn't even get a comment or a like, and she was tagged in it. The bill It didn't even have my name on it. Like, just about nobody knew I was coming on tour. It was like a special guest.
So yeah, Ice Spice basically invited her on tour just to ignore her and basically not even act like she's there. And Ice Spice made it seem like Cleotrapa was gonna be with her the whole entire time. And in reality, Cleotrapa was with her, but towards the start. After that, Cleotrapa had no room.
Why don't I have that? I didn't have a room. I was told I was going to be with her, but I didn't have a room. No room for me backstage at all. I was in her dressing room. I didn't have no rider. I was with her. And before I came on tour, I asked her what were the things that I was going to have to pay for, because this is so last minute. Like, you're only giving me one day to prepare. Like, it's July 30 something and we going on tour August 1st. Like, girl, like literally one day. So I'm just like, what do I have to pay for? Nothing. You're gonna be with me. You're good. You're gonna be with me.
So yeah, Cleotrapa had one day to prepare for the performance, and Ice Spice at this point was kind of being rude, but also was saying how she was gonna pay for everything and all that. So Cleotrapa was basically getting a free promotion out of all of this, and it was going to go out in her favor a lot, and she was happy about it. But towards the start, Cleotrapa had bag or luggage, you could call it, and Ice Spice's security was helping her handle the bags and was putting the bags in the car, wherever, the plane, you know. They were just helping Cleo because Cleo was Ice Spice's friend. Until later on, the security decided that they are just gonna randomly stop helping Cleotrapa out of nowhere.
My bag was still there. All her bags was gone. I'm just like, why would somebody just leave my bag? Like, I'm like, I asked the security, I'm like, can you take my bag? He said no. I was like, what the what's going on? He brought all her bags. Okay, I'm like, can I pay somebody to bring my bags down? Because I didn't want to bring the bags down. Why would I want to bring the bags down? I'm just a girl. So I'm asking around, nobody's word. So I'm like, all right, let me bring the bags. I'm tight though.
And they basically weren't doing anything for her. And she was wondering why this was happening. And I still don't know why Ice Spice never addressed that part, because that makes no sense whatsoever. And Cleotrapa had like every single right to be angry about this, because Ice Spice promised all these different things and was not helping her with it. And she had to carry her own bags. But skipping to the end of this, Cleotrapa is now basically telling Ice Spice about all this mistreatment. And Ice Spice's response was just not it at all.
So when I told her about everything, she literally turned around. Like, when I say everything, I told her everything. I'm gonna put it in a screenshot. Honestly, it felt like it could have been a miscommunication here. She winds up telling me that she told her manager, basically after the Philly situation, she told her manager to tell my manager that I'm gonna need to get my own room. What I was confused on is that I told you how I felt in Philly, but you couldn't tell me how you felt in Philly. And that's why we weren't really friends.
And even after all the mistreatment from Ice Spice and her team, this is all Ice Spice had to say.
You got less than 10,000 listeners and I'm sharing my stage with you and you feeling so entitled, like you thinking that my peoples that work for me is supposed to work for you too? Like, that's so crazy to me. Like,
so of course the usual bigger artists always clowning on the artists that are smaller. Number one, she would not have pulled that card if Cleotrapa was actually her friend, because a real friend would never ever bring popularity into something like this. But she is right. Ice Spice's team is not supposed to help Cleotrapa. This is true, but as you remember at the start, Ice Spice promised that everything would be handled. Ice Spice is going to handle all this. But now Cleotrapa has to get her own room. She has to do and pay everything on her own. What did Ice Spice say right at the start? That she was going to pay for everything and do everything for her. It was simply just a promotion to help out Cleotrapa and her music. And then on top of that, she starts rambling about some lyrics from her song and basically referring to Cleotrapa with it.
crash outs and they going on rants, bro. Crash outs and they going on rants.
Yeah, real mature Ice Spice. Anyways, I only got a few clips from her response because her response was very mid and didn't really even tell that much.
We was at the movie theaters. We was siphon. Bitch, you not gonna tell the people how we was at an Italian restaurant and you ate so much food, you vacuum, that the server was like, where did the food go? Like, stop it right now. You talking about she ain't let me to the back of her room on her tour bus. She had this big classroom.
So yeah, that's the card that Ice Spice is pulling. Now she's calling her own friend fat. So nice. Now she's fat shaming, and now she's shaming smaller artists too. Wow, that's just very mature. And this is all coming from the same person that raps about poop all the time. Let's go ahead and just name a few songs. Here's some lyrics from her song Give Me a Light. She says, and I quote, her man calling me baby. I miss poopy like I need a diaper. Wow, these are very sophisticated lyrics right now. My brain is doing great. And then these lyrics are from the song called Thank You By the way, this is the main chorus lyrics right here. Like, this is what she says over and over throughout the whole entire song. The whole song is literally just based off of poop. And here's a few more songs right here. There's about 4 different lyrics. 2 of the lyrics are actually mentioned in the same song too. And then, if she bad, then I let her me. I miss poopy. Yeah, I don't know what we're even talking about anymore. Anyways, I think that about concludes it. I'm kind of curious to see where Ice Spice goes from here. Obviously, do not hate on anyone mentioned in this video. This is just me stating about what happened with her recent controversies. And let's just see where Ice Spice goes from here. Will she start going up again, possibly? Will she start going down again, possibly? Like poop or what, you know? Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.